What's going on? Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to A Pinch of Bliss TV. If you are looking at this video, when I tell you you are in for a treat, we got one of the baddest in the land in the building tonight. And when I tell you he ain't no joke, you best not play with him. If you are not familiar with us, we'd like to welcome you to a pinch of bliss TV. See,
Get it right.
I'm so excited for our guest tonight. I can't even get my words straight. Let me tell you, he do that to the ladies. He mess up all their words.
Dude.
Welcome to A Pinch of Bliss TV. We are your hosts. I am Chef Brittany, and this is Chef BC, also known as Chef Mama. And we have another incredible interview with one of the baddest in the food industry. And we are here to just provide you with content that'll motivate you, that'll inspire you, and help you move forward in your particular industry. Tell us more, Mama.
So we have a Chef Jay, who is a phenomenal mentor of mine.
Come on, dare to dream. Whoop, whoop.
Boop, 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 boop. And he has Dare to Dream Consultants. He's an instructor.
Come on.
He goes in and help people set up restaurants.
Come on.
He trains chefs. He caters for thousands.
Come on here.
He feeds thousands of homeless.
Also a private chef as well.
Yes, he's international. He has an amazing commercial kitchen.
Yes, he
does.
And
then he also has, well, I might not be able to tell that what he got coming up.
Don't be giving out all his business. If he want to share, he'll let us know.
Look, I don't want to get him in trouble because he got big things popping.
And little things stopping.
You heard? And what else? It's just so many. He's like an onion in the culinary industry.
Yes.
There's so many levels and layers to him.
Yes.
But he is a go-to.
Come on here.
For many of the culinary chefs that are out here.
Yes.
He's a wonderful resource.
Come on here. Come on here.
Very well connected. He is like the curator of the culinary verses.
Come on.
So, a lot of people do the verses between musical groups where he's curated, where he does verses between some of the best chefs in, I don't know if it's just local, but he may do it nationally.
Come on here.
But yeah, he is all things culinary. He can tell you how many seconds it takes for the sauce to drip off of a spoon. You know what I'm saying? He's Mr. Technical.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
He has a little Caribbean in him, so he's all things flavor profile. Tell them what they want to know. He has bundles.
Well, look, without further ado, we're going to have the legend come up himself and share with us just his journey and his perspective on the food industry. Introducing to you, Chef Jay. Let's bring him up.
Woo! Woo!
I tell you, man, y'all better than Steve Harvey, boy. You bring him out. You will bring him out.
Bring him out.
That's it. You will bring him out.
Well, we just want to officially welcome you, Chef Jay. Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. We are so excited to just hear you and to receive some of your wisdom and even some of your story and your journey in this food industry. We are so excited for those who are watching to just get a glimpse of who you are. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you would like the people to know.
Well, um, first thing I would like to say thank you for allowing me on your platform. This is a very very huge thing. I am a big supporter and a big follower of you too. You know that I'm a Pinch of Bliss groupie. So you know
Ow!
y'all can go ahead and put that in there. But
Yes, yes.
I just want the people to know I'm a Virgo and I'm sensitive about my ish. So, but no, seriously. But seriously, I'm Chef Jay Johnson, Dare to Dream Culinary Consultants, Dare to Dream, Dream Builders Academy, D2J, D2D, Jerry's Famous Catering, Peach
Come
State
on.
Cafe. You name it, we got it, we do it. Been doing this food thing for, oh, 25, 26 years now.
Come
Um,
on here.
just, it started really funny. I My first love was criminal justice. I wanted to be a prisoner extraditionist. That was my first passion and my first love. All things crime. And I went to the military, and they said, "Well, you got to come be a cook." And I was like, "Be a cook? All right, we'll try it. We'll see." And I said, "Okay, we'll do it." And I went to school, and when you go to school, you think you know everything. You know exactly how to do all things culinary. So the what made me feel like I was a chef before I even knew anything. Um, my first thing I ever made was oven fried chicken, and I
Okay.
made that. I made that every day for like 30 days. When I came home on leave, and my mom and my sisters they was upset because I made them eat that every day because that was the first thing I knew how to cook. So,
Yes.
quite naturally, I was proud, but not knowing that me getting into that will fuel something later on down the line. So,
Mm,
I did it, and years had passed, and I kind of gravitated to the cooking thing. It was just kind of one of those things that like a fish to water. I
yeah.
grew up in a house full of women, so I never really had to cook. So
Come
all I
on.
had to do was just kind of sit back and get ready to eat. But now, here I am in this kitchen, and I'm learning some things, and it's coming to me rather easily. And it made me afraid because it was rather easy. And I
Mm.
wanted to do more. I wanted to be one of the ones that was loud and wrong. And I say this all the time, be loud and wrong because one day you're gonna be loud and right. And
Ah,
I burned some stuff, and I had to pay for some stuff, and I got kicked off of some stuff, and I got put back on some stuff.
come
And
on.
they took me through my whole career, and I learned more and I learned more, and I progressed. And it was time to say goodbye to the military. I said, you know what, I'm gonna get out and do this on the civilian professional side because I know there's something to this food thing. So
Come on.
I did what any good person would do. I went and educated myself, and I decided to go to culinary school, and I
Come
wanted
on.
to know the why behind everything that I was doing. We're so keen to do what we're told, but sometimes we don't understand the why. So
That's
I need
good.
I
That's
needed to go
good.
learn the why behind the sauces that I was making, and the gravies that I was making, and all of the different things. Why you cook it at this temperature, and why you can't use this cutting board, and why this knife, and why that knife, and
Mm.
oh, okay, so this is why you got band-aids on your hands, and all kind of stuff that you just learn over time. So I got a chance to learn, different things, and I thought I was the man when I learned how to make a beurre blanc sauce. You couldn't tell
Oh,
me
come
nothing.
on.
You know what I mean? You couldn't tell me nothing until I had to do it 1,000 times. That was that wasn't fun, but I appreciated my chefs for really, really seeing something that my military mentor saw in me and drove me for greatness. I didn't know that they were setting me up for my next as I
Mm.
asked the question why. So that was just how my journey began, and took me to, like I said, culinary art school, and then from there I jumped around and wanted to work at hotel to hotel, and business to business. I wasn't hurting for any money. I retired from the military, so I was okay.
Right.
But I wanted to be a student of the art again. And so I
Yes.
followed anybody that would allow me to follow them. And I was never a big name chef person. I never wanted to follow the big tickets because
Mm.
the big tickets quietly had a small person mentor. And when I say small person, it was
Mm.
just somebody that you never heard of. It was one of those people that were in the back room that just knew what they knew and they made it happen. They wasn't one of those ones that needed the limelight or anything like
Mm.
that. The big ticket person just kind of got a break
Come on.
and got a microphone stuck in their face, and they were charismatic and they were able to do and be. I didn't want to learn up under those individuals, not saying that they don't know their craft or their art,
Right.
but it was just, I wanted to learn from that person that popped you on the hand and said, no, you're going to keep
Mm.
cutting until your
Come
hands
on.
bleed. You're going to keep doing this. No, you're going to keep reading. No, you're going to keep writing. And to this day, I have, no lie, probably about 40 notebooks that I handwrite. I don't print anything out. I don't do any of that. I
Mm.
handwrite everything from my recipes to all of my mise en place. Everything is written. Everything is detailed
Love it.
and is written. So it's just, that's the kind of training and background that I received. So it just kind of set me up for this next. And that's a bit of who I am. And that's just kind of where it goes.
I love that. So you are truly a lover of the craft, the
Yes.
culinary craft.
Yes.
Because, a lot of people get in this industry solely because they think they have a gift and they want some money.
Right.
But, we see that those who truly flourish end up falling in love with the craft.
Yeah. And
Yes,
when you fall in love with the craft, I don't know about you, beautiful ladies over there, but me, you get a little heavy, and you can tell you love what you do because you eat it and you taste it and you
yes.
love on it, and you
You
got to be the
see it.
first one to know.
You
Uh,
see it.
you got to be the first one to know what's happening with it. So, and
Yes.
it's you said something very pivotal. It's not about the money in this craft. The money is there,
Yes.
the livelihood is there, the financial wherewithal is there, but the lover of the craft will always be taken care of. So when you're able to reach into your pocket and always pull out a dollar, then you're the richest man in the room. But if
Come
you're
on.
doing it just for a financial gain, then you're doing this craft for the wrong reason.
Come on. You'll get burnt out quick if it's only about
Fast,
$1.
fast, because you're gonna chase it every turn. And you know I fell into that trap getting into this industry because I wanted to make the money. I knew that the money was there, but
Yes.
that old saying, "All money ain't good money," and you got to do a lot of things for this money in this industry, and people have you jumping through a whole lot of hoops for a little bit of money, and you think it's a lot of money, but when you get to all of the things you have to buy and all of the incidentals and all of the staff you have to employ and
You better
all of the
teach.
equipment that you have to provide and then all of the insurances that you got to have. So when you do this, you have to be someone that do it on another level. You can't just say, you get so, and I know we'll get to it down the line, but I just want to
Take your
say it
time. Take
here.
your time.
You have a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm chef this and I'm chef that," but do you truly know what it means to be a chef? A chef is not just someone that can cook. That
Come on.
you're just a
Teach.
great cook,
Teach.
and the best people are great cooks. I mean, they right here in the house, and they'll cook you up under the table. But
Come on.
it's other things that go into what chefery is. You know what I mean? It's a movement. There's a lot
Come
of
on.
things.
Teach the generation because
So
they don't know.
that's just a whole. And like I said, I know it's down the line in the conversation, but just um, financially, if you don't do this right, you'll be out of it.
Quickly.
You'll be out of it.
Mercy.
So
That's good. That's good. It's interesting that you say that because we were having a conversation just a couple of days ago how, people get into the industry, and they're very talented. They're gifted. They've been cooking Thanksgiving, cooking Christmas,
oh yeah, oh
baked
yeah,
pies, and they slap a chef in front of their name, and all of a sudden they're chef this, chef that, but they don't realize what type of training and experience it takes to really earn that title, especially on TikTok. Don't get to talking about the TikTok, the Instagram chefs.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but chef is something that has to be earned.
Yes,
To do.
you have to earn that title. You know, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, they've made a lot of everyday good cooks great. But if you're great at what you do, you don't have to put it out there like that. You really
Ah,
don't. It's gonna come to you. It's gonna
ah,
come to you. You know, I don't do any marketing. I don't do any advertisement like that.
come on.
It's just the fact that when you do good business because of you being good at your craft, being great at your craft, good business is going to come back to you. Somebody's going to call you and say, "Hey, look, you did something for so and so, and we want that same energy. We want this, we want that." Or I was at an event you did, blah 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 blah. Can you recreate, or can you do something different for me, or can you this, or can you that? And your resume and your body of work is going to speak for you before you even walk in the room. You don't
Teach.
even know what rooms you're going to go in, but it'll speak for you before you even get there. So, those are great avenues for the ones that are utilizing it. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
it's a good tool for entertainment, but when you get down to the science of culinary, is it truly checking those blocks? And I
Mm.
can't say that those individual um, videos or tutorials, if you will, because they have their place. Entertainment tutorial, if you will,
Yes,
I'll give
yes,
it that. And in the entertainment world, it does what it needs. It does its numbers.
yes,
But when
yes,
you start
yes.
talking about what it takes to really do this, are you checking off the blocks? No. That's the difference between that psychologist, psychiatrist, and that life coach. You know, mm,
Come on, come
one
on. There's
one
a huge
has
difference.
one has really taken to that educational track and said, you know what, I'm going to learn the science behind dealing with individuals, and the other one says, I just have a knack at conversation, and I think I can help people.
Come
And
on.
they may be great at it. Don't get me wrong. They may be great at helping
Right.
people. They may have been blessed with that gift of helping people. And over time, they begin to realize that, you know what? I need to educate myself a little bit more
Come
because
on.
I'm running into somebody that's broken, but they're not stupid. They're
Come
broken,
on.
but they're educated. They're broken, but they know a little bit more than me. So I got to be on the stick a little
Come
bit
on.
more. So when you talking about uh,
Woo.
having someone in the kitchen and say, "Oh, I know how to do this and do that." And speaking of being able to tell you how long it takes for a gravy to fall off a spoon, they need to know, that nappe consistency in that dribble is going to take about 4.5 seconds for it to go from a full stream to a drip,
Come
drip,
on.
drip, drip. I'm just saying,
Come
but if
on.
you don't know those things,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, and if it moves a little faster, is your consistency correct? When you're
Come on
talking to
here.
somebody that know what they know, you got to be able to
Yes.
carry those types of conversations. But
Yes.
so
Yes.
I can get on that soapbox all day, but
No,
I digress.
that's good. That's good. This is exactly why we're having these conversations, because there are a lot of people who are just going only on their passion in the kitchen. But there's so much more to this industry. There's so much more to this food thing than just
Right,
your passion for it.
right.
And it's so good. Now let me ask you this. What is your favorite part about this food industry? What is your favorite part?
Other than meeting other wonderful chefs such as us.
Oh, 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 oh.
Ah,
My favorite part of this, I would have to say, is the people. I enjoy the transformation of attitude, and it doesn't
mm,
have to be bad attitude. I mean, when
right.
you're when you're getting ready to feed someone, their attitude is different because they're in a space of anticipation. They're in a space of hunger. They're in a space of uncertainty. They're in a space of I don't know if I'm gonna like this. They're in a space of, come on with it. I've heard so much. But when you change all of those things to that space of satisfaction,
Yeah.
done exactly what you need to do. And you know, my motto is that it's not just about culinary, but about life. You know,
Come on.
I do a little bit of culinary and a whole lot of life in
Mm.
retrospect to what it is that I really, really do. So being able to connect with people, I would say that is my most favorite part of this, because you don't know who you're talking to. And food is such medicine to the soul. You don't know what you've done to that person.
Come
Um,
on here.
and,
It's
and
me.
the ability to connect. I'll tell you this real quick about food, and my favorite part being people. I was out doing a ministry with one of my pastor friends, and every month we do something called Walk with Me. And what happens with that is collect gently used shoes and things of that nature. And the pastor actually prays over all the shoes, and he writes scriptures on the bottom of the shoes. So the
Wow.
individuals that we give the shoes to, they're essentially walking with the word. So that to me, that's a very, very beautiful thing. And we were out one time, and actually we were in Savannah, and this gentleman walked up, and we standing there, we doing our thing. We like, hey man, come get you some shoes and this, that, and the other. And he was kind of, standoffish, kind of like this. And
Uh-huh.
food is that universal thing that connects anybody. So he was like, smell it, man, come on, get you a plate, you're hungry. But unbeknownst to us, he didn't want to eat because he was getting ready to go commit suicide. He was getting ready to go commit suicide.
My
So he
God.
didn't want to take that meal from someone that he could have benefited. So the funny thing about it was, because we pressed him to come eat, he was like, well, it does smell good. And he sat there and he started eating a little bit. He was like, man, it does taste good. So they began to talk to him like, hey, what's going on with you, my man? How's it going? This, that, and the other. And he was like, you know what? I'm not going to even lie to y'all. My life is just all wrecked and this, that, and the other. And he was like, I didn't want to take no shoes. I didn't want to take no food because I was really just getting ready to go kill myself. I saw y'all sitting over here, and I just came over here to say hi and this, that, and the other. And I was gonna take these shoes because we was right next to a homeless park, so to speak. And
Right.
like I was just gonna give this up to somebody else and this, that, and the other. And they was like, can we just pray with you? Can we pray with you real quick? Can we talk to you? And
That's
he was
so
like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. We cool with that. I can do that. Um, so he actually sat there and he
Wow.
prayed with the leaders that were there, and changed his disposition. So he got a chance
Wow.
to he got a chance to get some of the things out that had been bothering him, get in touch with some people locally that was there that were able to kind of give him some help, because he thought he was at his rope's end.
at the end of the
Come
road.
But
Yeah.
on.
just people. So you know food is one of those things that connects people. It kills arguments. It stops wars. I mean,
Come
we
on.
we do our best thinking at the dinner table. We're at the dinner table, we're having great conversation, we're amongst friends, or we're amongst family, or we're amongst enemies that become friends. Food is medicinal. It changes
Come
the
on.
thought process. So my favorite thing is people.
That's huge.
So that's that.
That's huge. That's huge.
I like it.
Woo. Wow. Wow. Mom, you got a question?
I would like for him to tell the people them what is your favorite style of cooking.
My favorite style of cooking. Well, I have a couple. Um,
Okay.
One, um, I love rustic Italian. I'm an absolute fan of rustic Italian food. I really, really love that.
Really?
That's that's one of my favorite wheelhouses to do, actually. And I love infusion. Um, And when I say Caribbean infusion, not just where I'm from, but I like the whole island Caribbean infusion concept because there are so many flavors that you can get from, Latin America, that you can get from,
Yes.
down in the Bahamas and Jamaica and Antigua and all those.
Okay, where are you from?
How?
Where are you from?
I am Bahamian and Jamaican.
You better come on here.
That's why I got him to do apostles food.
Bahamian and Jamaican. You better come on here.
Yeah. So that's my family roots, and we 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 eat. We do a lot of eating and a lot of flavor infusions, but um, those are my two favorite types of cuisine to prepare. I purposely don't teach soul food in my curriculum because I feel like within you, if you burn the macaroni, that's your level of soul. That's how you feel. It's an individual idea of how
Woo!
you view soul food. So you can't say macaroni and cheese and collard greens and candy. Yeah, we've traditionally been programmed to think that that is soul food, but
Right, right.
you know, shrimp fried rice is soul food.
It
Uh,
is.
Come on.
quesadillas are soul food.
Come on. Come
Spaghetti and
on.
meatballs is soul food because watching them prepare these meals and to do it for hours on end, do you have the intestinal fortitude to sit there and stir a pot for 6 hours to make sure your sauce breaks down accordingly? That's
Yes.
something that you got to have within your soul to do that.
That's
Ooh,
So
right.
that's
to
good.
to sit there and teach fried chicken and fish and watermelon and all that, I stay away from that because I feel like it's up to you as an individual of what your definition of soul food is. And when we get to that area of um, various cuisines across the culture,
Yeah,
then that is when the soul food comes out because you'll be able to do what excites you.
I
That's
love
right.
that. I
That
love
was one
it.
of my favorite rotations.
Yeah,
Cuisine
cuisine
across
across culture.
cultures.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
that's
It
amazing.
changed my perspective about a lot of different food, and it also educated me of what I thought I was imitating and mimicking. I wasn't at
No,
all.
we shortcut so much with the
Come
things that
on.
we do, and because we're one of we're one of many countries, but I think we are one of the main countries that have microwave cuisine. We want
Yeah,
everything right then.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
take the time to let the beauty of our food come through. Like I
Facts.
said, in the Italian culture, it's not uncommon for a spaghetti sauce to cook for 8 hours
Come on
on
here.
sauce, and it will not burn because they are churning and they're churning and they're churning. They
Come
take
on
whole
here.
whole tomatoes and they start from that position, and it reduces all the way down, and they get all that sugar out of there, and all it just
Mm,
gets all rich and dice, and everything happens because they are taking their time and they're enjoying their families, and they go take their siesta and they come back and they're working, but we got to do it in 5 minutes.
yeah,
So we don't understand that that is true and authentic cooking. So when you see other cultures and it takes them forever, and it's a family thing, it's
yeah.
90 people in the small kitchen in these other cultures because it's about everybody doing something. And they
That's
they they
good.
look at it like if everybody in the family does their one job, nobody has to do two. So if you're on tomatoes, you're on tomatoes. If you're on peppers, you're on peppers. if you're
Come on.
if you are
On the
shading garlic,
garlic.
then you're shading garlic.
Come
If
on.
you know everybody has their one job and they take it very seriously and they cook as a community, as a family,
I
and
love
that is what makes it soulful.
Yes.
That's good.
Facts, facts,
I
facts.
want Chef to answer the question about it being a cutthroat industry.
And yes, because we have heard a lot of people say that it's really hard to get ahead in the catering industry. Do you believe that the catering industry is a cutthroat and competitive industry? And tell me why not.
Um, I truly believe it is, and
Talk
I'll tell
about it.
you, I'll tell you why I say it is. And it's so funny because in in my curriculum, I teach this, and I tell my students all the time, you don't owe me nothing. The only thing that you owe me is to go out and give this culinary life to somebody else. That's all
Mm,
you owe me. You don't owe me anything. I'm just a mere tree now. I was a branch, but then I became a tree.
come on.
So now you guys are roots off of this tree. And then you'll be the branch and all that kind of stuff. And eventually you're going to grow into a tree. Now you have the responsibility of birthing more roots and more branches and building other trees.
That's
There
good.
is so much out here for us not to be the way that we are. But
Come
yet
on.
we do not want to be a community. We want to undercut each other. We want to sabotage each other. We want to we
Teach.
want to take away from each other. It's cutthroat in a sense because if you say your price is $500, I'm gonna come and say mine is $475,
Ah,
knowing.
Chef.
I know y'all probably got church folks here trying not to cuss, but uh,
Take your time. Take your
I'm
time.
trying to, I understand you, bishop, teacher, instructor, evangelist, Brittany. You understand? But that's one of them areas where I get a little hostile, so I'm gonna try and take
No
my time with
judgment
it.
here. No
But
judgment.
but you know, people do that, and they do it to steal a job and end up spending the exact same amount of money that you were gonna spend to produce that. And you know, I say this all the time. I don't have a problem with giving anybody my recipe. I don't care because
Come
two things are gonna
on.
happen.
Not
Two
gonna
things are
help.
gonna happen.
Baby
One
got
thing for sure, two things for certain. You're gonna
Come
do two things.
on.
You're gonna either A, make it better than me, or
Ah,
B, you're gonna make it worse than me. You're
come on.
never gonna make it the same as me because your hands are not my hands. Your pinch
Say
is
it
not my
again.
pinch.
Say it
Your
again.
your 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 smidget is not my smidget. I got big hands. You got small hands. If we say a smidget, my interpretation of what a smidget in my hand is not the same interpretation of a
Come
smidget in
on
your hand.
here.
So the fact that if you can go and
That's
hold
good.
your value to a certain level, and instead of me saying, you know what, if she said it's $500, for me, it's $500. If you want to go with me, that's cool or whatever, what have you. But I'm
Come
not going
on.
to devalue
Come
my
on.
brother or sister in this art. And that's how we are undercutting each other. That's how we're so cutthroat. And that's why we sabotage each other because we feel like we got to take the jobs, not knowing there is strength in numbers in this industry as well.
Come
Everybody
on.
wants to be that man in the chef world, not knowing that you still that man if you did it with a team. You still
Come
that
on
man.
11,
here.
You
11
still
billion.
that man.
What is it?
11.1 billion dollar industry
Everybody can eat.
as of 2022.
You
Everybody.
can you can give me, okay, Chef BC, you can take the 11, and Brittany, you can take the 1. Just
Come
give
on.
me the point that's
Come,
in the middle, because there's something that's left in the middle
talk
of
about
that
it.
11.1 billion that's there for me. Magic Johnson said that he never wanted to be a rich man. He's always wanted to be wealthy. And I've
Mm,
always I've always looked at that and I said, you know what? I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to, every time I put my hand in my pocket, I want to be able to pull out a dollar.
come
If
on.
you can pull out $1 every time you put your hand in your pocket, you are the wealthiest person that I know. You can go do whatever it is your heart desires. If you say, I want to go and sit courtside at a basketball game and it's $50,000 for the ticket. So what? You're able to do exactly what it is that you want to do because you have set yourself up to be wealthy and not rich. And you've done that by doing good business. And sometimes every job ain't for you.
Come on.
That's how we undercut each other in this business. Every job ain't for you. You
Segue.
may be able to do it and you may not be able to do it. And
Come
if you can't
on.
do it, give it to somebody that has that same level of character, that have that same level of care and concern that you do. Because guess what? If they can't do it, they're going to pass it to somebody in their network that has that same level of character, that same level of care and concern, and it just stays at an even kill. You don't know where one ends and the other one begins because it's such good people that's just passing things around. But
Come on.
if I say, you know what, Ricky them got that job, I'm going to go get them. They said it's 500. I'm going to do it for $4.99. Why? If anything, I'm going to say, you know what? How much they charge you? They said 500. Be about 550 for me.
Come on.
Because I'm going to discourage you from just wanting to pit us against each other when it's not necessary. We devalue our own business by being cutthroat. We devalue that. And then we cut corners because we got to go get cheap product. We can't go get the cream of the crop of what we need to do. See, this is a life cycle in this culinary industry. We're taking money out of the farmers that we utilize. So now we got to go get knockoff stuff.
You better teach.
We go get the high level seasoning. Now we got to go get instead of getting fresh parsley, then we got to go get dry parsley from the store.
Come on.
On everything and think it look good. But anyway, go ahead.
Told me
Come on.
amateurs use dry parsley. I heard a man say amateurs use dry parsley.
I when you and that to me is a part of education. When you get to a certain level, educationally speaking, whether it be through a post-secondary academy or you have been trained to a certain level, and not just this TikTok tutorial life.
Come on.
Because even them, like I said, life coaches, psychologists, somebody's gonna have to go get some more education. When you are doing that, and somebody pull your coattail and say, "Hey, might not want to use that dry parsley. You might want to go get you some fresh parsley. It's gonna make your dish pop. It's gonna make it look better." You're gonna start pulling those videos down, and we're gonna start seeing you implement more fresh parsley because when you know better, you're gonna start doing better.
Yeah.
That's good, Chef.
Chef Jay, I want you to segue because you just hit on quite a few valid points and nuggets. We would like to know who or whom is your ideal client.
Client. Yep.
My ideal client is someone that has no idea what it is that they want to do. Much like a student, I enjoy blank canvas because I'm responsible for what I put on that page. I can take a novice eater and turn them into someone that has a exquisite palate, a great receiver of customer service, a perfect understander of good relations, and know what good food's supposed to look, smell, and taste like.
That's good.
So my ideal person doesn't have a clue what they want because they are interested in learning and being a part of that conversation. You see, when you have people that have all of these exquisite palates and all of this high level this and high level that, the connectivity gets lost in translation because they have an idea of what they want to see. So they stop some of your creative juices because they know what it is that they want already, and they're not allowing themselves to be open to anything because they're already coming to the table with a preconceived notion of, I want it to taste like Chef Barney when he did it, and I want it to taste like Chef Ramsay when he did it.
Come on.
Saw it on this network, and they use this and this and this, and they flambéed it this kind of way, and blah 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 blah. You know, but when you have somebody that says, "Well, what is that?" It allows you to take them on a food journey. I am
Come on.
a visual chef. I want to take you on a mental journey, and then I want to take you on that. I want you to eat with your whole mouth. I want you to be able to taste and everything that I give you. And then I want to be partners in this thing. So you can say, you know what, I really like that. Or you know what, I didn't like it. Or I didn't even know what to expect. You know, my ideal client is much like one of my favorite things, the word umami. Absolutely devoid. So
So you know what? He just answered also, what is his biggest pet peeve with clients? Would that be not allowing you to take them on that journey, or do you have a different pet peeve? Is there a pet peeve? Is there an unspoken pet peeve?
Because let me tell you,
clients?
my ideal client is fat pockets and few words. That's what I like.
Boom.
That's but I'm gonna tell you something about that too.
Tell us.
Fat pockets don't always equate to them giving it to you.
Look,
sometimes they want to hold on to it. You know,
that's why they pockets are fat.
They have you do, and that leads into my pet peeve. And I hate this. I don't want to. Oh, this is gonna touch somebody. But
take your time.
Okay,
touch them.
One of the biggest communities. I'm gonna hide when I say this. Church folks.
Now it's the truth.
Oh,
it's the truth.
He telling the truth.
It's the truth, though.
I'm gonna tell you the biggest pet peeve with that. Over the course of time, doesn't matter what religious background, whether it's Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholic, Presbyterian, Korean, it don't matter. Don't get me wrong.
Non-denominational.
They run you ragged. And
she has had that personal experience.
Do not want to meet you where you are with the financial piece of it. So one of my biggest pet peeve of clients and customers is you expect $1 million service, but want to give $100 worth of gratitude.
I gotta go.
Goodbye. Oh Lord, somebody had to say it.
That is it. You know, a true professional. Don't get me wrong, because when you are, as we talked about in the beginning, if you are a true lover of your craft, if you are a person that has educated yourself in this again, and I'm gonna stop saying whether it's educational or the vocational track, because I teach the vocational track, so that has a place. But if you are a lover of this craft, it doesn't matter what it costs you to get the job done, because your heart says, I'm gonna do to the least of things. I'm gonna make sure that they have not only good food, but I'm gonna make sure they have a great experience.
Yes.
They get to experience you. So when I walk in the room and I tell people it's a pleasure for you to meet me, it is, because I'm a whole experience all of myself.
Come on.
while I'm giving you this great grocery and stuff like that, I'm a movement. You know, I'm bringing something to you that you haven't had before. You have never experienced me. So when you are done with that experience, I've done. If everybody do their one job, nobody got to do two, right? My job is to feed you, give you great service. Your job is to show your appreciation by ensuring that my livelihood can continue. I'm not telling you to break the bank. I'm not telling you to give me every dollar that you own. I'm not telling you to give me over what you think the service was. But what I'm telling you is to show your gratitude, because this is my profession. When you get up in the morning and you go to whatever job it is that you go to, you expect for them to show you that level of gratitude on your paycheck.
Come on.
Ours is not that way. We do it in a different manner, but we expect the same level of gratitude. And my pet peeve is the fact that people don't, people feel like because your food service that you're stupid. We're educated. We just happen to be educated in a plethora of things. And actually, we have to be educated on a different level because we have to be able to maintain a level of conversation no matter the environment. I don't let people that know that I'm a chef just talk to me about food because there's
Come
so
on.
much more to me than just food. I'm politics, I'm sports, I'm weather, I'm sex, I'm romance, I'm relationships. I'm everything that
Come
you
on.
are when you go to work. Just because I got a chef coat on don't make me just one dimensional.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes, yes.
and don't pay me one dimensionally. Pay me from a holistic standpoint. Pay me in a full circle.
How you doing?
So
And please don't be late with the payment.
yeah, don't be. But that's a whole. Listen.
Girl, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't open that up, because
Whatever. Whatever.
baby, let me tell you, we were talking just the other day. Those who want this, upper echelon service, and they want this excellence and opulence, and then after you give them the invoice, then they ask you, can they give you their cousin's EBT card to get the food, and I'm like, but what we talking about?
I I I will tell them. You take your cousin's EBT card and you and your cousin go ahead and do what it is that you say you're gonna do. If you are gonna insult my craft like that, then you might as well. You almost see, brother. You and God, y'all testing me because you almost made me. You trying to make me cuss before this podcast is over with. I'm trying to be. Woo,
Because you know what? You can't go farm to table with an EBT card.
You can't.
The
Not in your
places
craft.
where you procure your products or go get your stuff, you can't walk in there with an EBT card.
But you know what? Sometimes I'm gonna tell you, yes, you can.
And then it's illegal.
But I'm gonna tell you why you can. Because you got an EBT mentality. So you're gonna go to and oh gosh, okay.
Wiggly Wiggly.
I'm gonna get in trouble on y'all podcast. All right, you're gonna go to Piggly Wiggly, you're gonna go to Wayfield, you're gonna go to
Food
IGA,
Depot.
you're gonna go to Food Depot, and you're gonna get, and I'm not saying, but God knows, and please, whoever listening to this in podcast, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these places don't have their place in the food realm. But when you go to some of these places, they get a lower quality of food. Therefore, they're able to afford you the opportunity to come purchase it at a very discounted rate.
Come on.
Rollback rate.
So the fact that that whole saying of you get what you pay for, you can go in there with $400 on the EBT card and come out, from the table. You got you a 25-foot table worth of stuff.
Come on.
But you take that EBT card to a Whole Foods or somewhere of some substance.
Come on here.
You probably gonna get 6 items because of the quality. Even if they let you use your EBT card, and by no, and speaking of EBT card, let me just hit on that. We take those things and don't utilize them for
what they're intended.
The advancement of us.
Right.
You could actually take that EBT card, go get all the food. People with EBT cards, to me, should be the greatest chefs in the world because you have the ability to go buy all types of stuff and experiment with things and figure out how to level that up. Then turn around and say, you know what? If I'm gonna do a little something on the side to give me $200-$300, I'm gonna buy me a chafing dish and I'm gonna go do me a culinary job and I'm gonna let that EBT card work for me.
Well,
everybody don't have to stay in that realm. It's there for you to utilize, and it's there for you to take advantage of for your situation. It doesn't mean that you're stupid, dumb, blind.
Not at all.
It doesn't mean it means you need a hand up because something is going on that you
Yes.
need some assistance, but you don't have to
Yes.
stay with that assistance.
Come
But
on.
here's the thing, you want to pay for a service, so you want me to cut into my price and pricing and profit line by
Not the
you.
pricing, not the pricing. Just stick with the profit line.
Come on.
You
Because
want me to cut into that?
just stay with the profit line, because if 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 I'm going to shop and this, that, and the other, you're taking money from me, because whereas I had an idea of what it was that I was going to go do, now I have to work that much more harder
Come
for less
on.
money, because I got to figure out what I can buy with this card versus the plastic or the currency. So I can't get the same level of food quality that I wanted to get before, because I'm restricted because of what this governmental card says.
Come
So
on
I'm
here.
restricted in my efforts.
Come on
So,
here.
while we can do some great things, and we can feed our family, which that is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to feed our
Yes.
kids nutritional meals at best, and so on and so forth, and be great. Go forth and be great.
Come
But
on. Come on.
don't bring that to me as a professional and say utilize this to do my job. But when the quality of food doesn't, when the quality of food is not upheld, you want to hold me to a standard
Come
when I
on.
when I was working with one hand and three fingers behind my back already.
Come on.
So
Come on. That's good. That's
Chef,
good.
share with the people
the people then, okay.
them.
your secret to your 25 years plus of staying power in this industry. Is it a pivot? Is it the reinvention of? Is it moving with the cheese? Is it evolution? What is your secret to success and your staying power?
Mm.
Um, much like my military career, we have something that we call the counter column. You're marching in one direction and you hear the word counter column, march. It's a complete turnabout.
Mm.
And then you can be marching and you'll hear somebody say left flank, march. And you're just busting a complete left flank and you're going in a different direction. That is the
Mm.
hardest pivot that you can ever do. And to be successful in this industry, one, you have to have flexibility and also the ability to pivot on a dime. You got to be able to
Good.
move with the time. You can you can stay true to who you are, but you have to be able to pivot. So many of us in this industry, chefs, have gotten out of the industry because they did not want to pivot. When Twitter came about and Instagram and all these other networking
Woo.
platforms and informational things that came about, they were too old school in their stance. Instead
Come
of
on.
saying, you know what, I'm gonna do like somebody did to me. I'm gonna pull up one of these, millennials or one of these generation, what we on Z or Q or L or whatever
Come
generation we
on.
on now.
We're
Uh,
actually in Generation Alpha now.
well, something we somewhere,
Oh,
So, and pull up one of them and say, you know what, you got a knack for cooking. I need to understand what your generation wants and what they're doing.
Come on.
I can put some great knowledge into your head and you can help me understand some things. I'm not too
Come
big
on.
to call my son and be like, what y'all doing? What y'all talking about? What y'all, this, that, and the other, because I'm gonna stay me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be me 10
Yeah.
toes down. But I'm not too big to not understand or
Mm.
and I'm not gonna compromise my morals and who I am as a chef, but
That's
I
good.
will incorporate and I have the ability to filter what
mhm.
works and what doesn't work.
That's
I'm
good.
not closed-minded to where I don't have a good filter. You know, that's the
Good.
difference between your person being a China top or being a sieve. What's
Mm.
gonna fall through? You
Mm.
know, China top, just anything just fall through. Just keep coming. But a sieve is a next level filter.
Yeah,
It pays a little bit more attention to what's coming through, and
Refining.
it's gonna make sure that what comes out is exactly what's supposed to come out.
that's good.
Refiner.
So, yeah,
Love that. I
yeah.
love that.
Chef, what would you tell someone fresh out of your tutelage how to excel and bust into this industry?
I would tell them to be quiet. You
That's
know,
good.
I came into it, and I talk loud. I'm just loud. I'm
You
out
do.
front. Yeah,
You
I'm out
do.
front.
You
That's
are.
that's that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But I would tell the new me, be quiet. You will
Mm,
go so much further by just being quiet. There will
mm,
be a time for you to step up. I promise you. I promise you. There will be a time for you to step out. I promise you. Because every great chef is going to challenge you for that next step. They are going to do it. Don't you do it. They're going to do it. In order to
mm.
be successful, you have to be quiet, and you have to be willing to absorb.
That's good.
You have to have a great absorption rate. You got to understand that none of this is personal. None of it is personal. It gets hot in the kitchen. Tempers are going to flare. If you're quiet, then you're just absorbing. You're
Come
able
on.
to understand the pivot, because if you talking and I'm talking, if I'm teaching and you talking, and I'm talking and you teaching, eh, 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 it's all getting messed up.
Come
But if you're
on.
quiet and you see the tornado coming, boom, I'm gonna hit a hard left flank, because I'm gonna get all the way out the way.
Ooh,
Would
But I
that
didn't
be
have
your
to tell
greatest
you.
lesson as well? Would that be
My
your greatest lesson, or in your experience? What is your greatest lesson, or would that be your greatest lesson in hindsight?
I would say my greatest lesson in hindsight is to continuously be a blank canvas. If I
mm,
could teach you anything, when we went from class to class and class to class and class to class to class to class, we took a lot of the fundamentals and the principles that we learned prior to. If we allowed ourselves to download that information and just leave it in that book, and go into that next phase with a clear and open conscience, you would be able to receive so much more,
that's good.
because you don't go in there with a preconceived notion that, oh, I already know how to do this. I already know how to do that.
Come
I already know how to do
on.
this. I already know how to do that. As opposed to taking what that instructor is going to tell you and saying, oh, you brought me a whole new different perspective. When I learned here in Atlanta and I got to Paris, whole different atmosphere,
Come on.
whole different way of instruction. One, because the French, they really 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 feel like our level of expertise is hmm,
Poo
uh
poo.
exactly secondary. But the thing that carried me over, and the fact that they couldn't figure it out with me, because one, I had already had 20 years of cooking experience in the military, so I already knew
Come on.
everything that it needs to know about that. Then I've already went to culinary school here in the United States, and
Come
I've
on.
understood the why. Now I'm over here to learn the what for.
Come
So
on.
so what are we doing this for?
Yeah,
Because this is why I did it. But what are we doing this for?
that's
You
good.
know, all of my classes were in French. So I had to navigate around that, which it made me learn a different lesson. Shut up, be quiet, and eventually it'll come to me. And
Come
it
on.
came to me. One of my friends in class, he would translate everything for me.
Wow.
But his cooking acumen wasn't, where mine was. And I would teach him things, and I would show him, and he was like, how do you know that? How you Well, this was my profession so to speak,
Come on
a
here.
long time before I got
I ain't
here.
new to this.
So
I'm true to
so
this.
for real. So the fact that you all are just in school, like I'm a whole adult. You guys are coming into your adulthood. I'm a
Come
whole
on.
grown adult that's been
Come
in this
on.
thing for a minute. So I have a
Come on.
greater understanding of what this is. But I'm just learning what you all say it needs to be. How
That's
the
good.
French says, what are we doing this for? So now I can take this back to little old America and say,
Yeah,
all right, this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and we'll and we good to go. But, you
that's
know,
good.
my biggest thing again is just be that blank canvas, because you never know what will fall on your page.
I love
That's
that.
so good. And that's true because Paris is a whole new world. I've literally felt like I was in another universe when I went
Wow.
over there. But you know what? That's so true. And people automatically think because you're in school, that means you don't know nothing. But they didn't suspect that, honey, you had been in the game for a minute.
I mean, I came over there having all that wealth of experience, all that wealth of
Yeah.
knowledge. The thing about when you do it in the military, you just kind of thrown into the fire. You go to school for a little 8 weeks, and they teach you how to scramble an egg, and they now it's much different because they're no longer called cooks. They're called culinarians now, and they actually get their certified culinarian while they're in the beginning of their cooking
Wow.
school. So they've upped the ante with what they're doing, because they realize that the nutritional factors and all the things that go into this
Come
culinary
on.
lifestyle plays a big part in today's soldier. You got to make sure that they're healthy and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things, just
Yes.
learning how to flip a burger, this, that, and the other. You got to know what you know. So they've changed that process of how they educate the new culinary soldier. They want to make them more smarter, and then they'll still continue to give them that soldier piece. So the fact that we had all of those, tools in our tool belt, it allowed us to have just that much more. You know, this is
Yes.
why you're doing it. Do it. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Mm.
So one thing that I always wanted to do when I got out of the military, I always wanted to go work at Waffle House. I respect
Really?
it. I always want to this day. I really, really want to. I really just want to work at a Waffle House, because
Why?
it takes so much training to
To
good
get those
Waffle House
orders
to
called
be
in.
able
Oh,
to
Papa.
understand, process, repeat, do it again, make it good, make it look excellent,
Come on.
repeat, understand, do it again, to be able to culinary speaking, put that stuff together and make it look the way that it
Uniform.
needs to do, and make it uniform. You got 5 omelets in front of you, and you just blah, 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 blah. The watching those guys work is amazing, and people don't
Wow.
understand that if you took some of those guys and gave them just a smidget of the education that we have, they'll be dangerous,
Come on. Come
because
Yes.
they're
on.
already they just have not got to the point of learning
Yes.
their why. They don't know what their why is yet. They just doing it
Mm.
because they just, I need a job, and I cook a little bit. I have brothers and sisters at home, so I always cook for them, and my family like my food, so I'm gonna do it like that. So I'm gonna get a little job at the Waffle House, not knowing that that is a catapult. You're at that grill and you're learning something to be
That's true.
able to put these dishes together. And the Waffle House already give you a snippet of combination cooking, because you got some other couple chunk cap, this, that, and third, blah blah.
I mean,
In the downtown, you could be over there creating some of the best dishes and playing with some of these proteins and seeing what you can come up with.
Absolutely.
So
that's good. That's good. This has been amazing.
Yes, yes. We need to get him to let the people them know how to reach
The
him.
people them.
The people them.
The people
Ask
them.
him why I say that. I'm mocking somebody.
oh
Who are you mocking? I don't.
She's something else.
Chef J, please.
Yes,
We know that the people who are watching this, who are going to watch this, is going to want more of Chef J.
They are.
Please tell the people them
the
how.
people them.
Please do it one more time. Do it one more time, Chef J.
You want to tell the people them offer reach me.
Please take this time. We're going to put you on the whole screen. Let
Okay.
them know where they can find you, how they can connect with you, how they can get in touch with you.
Okay. So, very simple. I'm not hard to find. You can reach me at 678 You can contact me at Chef J, that is ChefJai, at Dare to Dream Culinary Consultants.com. That is DARE, the number two, DREAM, Culinary Consultants, all one word.com. So those are the two ways that you can find me, or you can look up my company, Dare to Dream Culinary Consultants, at www.daretodreamculinaryconsultants.com. You can find us there. You can find me on Instagram at underscore at Chef J, or whatever it is. Again, I got to get one of these youngsters to tell me the if it's this way or that way, but you get the ticket. You can find me on there. Like I said, I'm not hard to find. But one other thing that I want to throw in, if you all allow me 1 second, um, the biggest thing that's near and dear to my heart, if you want to find me on this platform, I'll tell you, you'll be looking at something special. And this is my Dare to Dream with the J for Chef J, of course. DARE, the number two, JREAMCC.com. Or you can find me at Dare to Dream with the J, INC.org. You can find me there. There, that is for my nonprofit organization, and we do amazing things in the community. And we are out there. We're feeding people, and we're providing wraparound services. We're doing all these great things for our community, in our city of Atlanta, and all the surrounding areas. Because it's not just about what you can get from this lifestyle, but what you can give. Just as much as we get, we should give. To whom much is given, much is required. So you need to get out and give a little bit. I promise you, you'll feel good about it.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys reach out, make sure you follow, connect, get in touch. This guy right here, when I tell you he's a beast in the kitchen,
He's to
and
connect.
he is doing incredible things in this industry. And again, Chef J, it is a privilege and an honor and a pleasure to have you on A Pinch of Bliss TV. You have just enlightened and shared so much wisdom with us. And I hope that the people really took note to what you were saying tonight.
Absolutely.
But I tell you this, um, you know, I hope the people really, really paying attention to what A Pitch of Bliss is doing, because quiet is kept. Y'all making some noise out here, and it's quiet noise. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to be loud. It could be
Come
quiet.
on,
Noise is noise.
come
And
on.
quiet noise vibrates very, very hard. It's just happening. It's just one of those things that's just happening. It's a constant happening of things. When it's loud, you can do something about it to drown it out. But if it's quiet, you don't know what's going on, and it's just one of those things that's happening. And A Pinch of Bliss is happening. So if you're watching this podcast, or this show, or whatever it's called, I don't care what it's called. I just want y'all to stay tuned each and every time that A Pinch of Bliss TV is on, because I'm telling you, these two dynamic ladies are making it happen. And you don't see a mother and daughter, or a father and son enjoy each other the way you do. Y'all be silly together, y'all laugh, y'all have a good time, and y'all work. And people
Come on.
just don't get it. How do you be mama and daughter, and separate business, separate church and state, so to speak. But I
Boy,
think y'all are a great
Absolutely.
example of the separation of church and state, and
yes.
still maintaining that good mommy daughter granddaughter relationship. Because it's a third
Yes.
one that's missing. If y'all
Come
don't know,
on.
it's another whole little one that's that's down the line. I'm privy to know that it's
Come
another one.
on.
But
Come on.
this is a dynamic duo, and I love y'all. I just want to give y'all flowers in your face on purpose in front of everybody. I want the world to know that if there was anybody that I would say, you know, go out and give the jobs to, because even though they don't want to do them no more, but that's another story. We talk about that later. They big time now, and they got this spice thing happening, and just think they all that. I'm gonna tell y'all business real quick. They got this spice thing happening, and they think they all that. They got millions of dollars that they hide and sitting on. You know, they doing this TV thing to throw y'all off. So I just want y'all to know what it is for real. She go to this job every day just to fake, like she really need it. She don't. Uh, so there, I've told it. I don't care who got anything to say about it. But no, hey, y'all get out and support that Spice line, man. It's fantastic. They got
Yes.
a,
Oh, my
a
son.
plethora of flavors that will boost everything in your kitchen. I don't even want to tell you
Yes.
that it's just gonna boost. It's not just gonna boost no. And BC be telling me, oh, it boosts your greens and then listen to me, listen to me. This is my time right now. Listen to me. This ain't gonna just boost
Look,
no
look, look,
doggone
look.
greens. This ain't just boosting no greens. Okay, this is gonna boost everything in your kitchen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Everything in your kitchen. If you want to elevate your cooking, by all means,
Yes. Yes. Woo. Let me tell you,
That's my man, 100 grand.
this is why we love Chef Jay so much.
Yes,
He is
yes.
absolutely amazing.
Yes.
He is
Look, he
amazing.
going in hard for us, and the enemy tried it, didn't
I
he?
know,
The enemy
right?
that's
tried
yeah.
it.
I had to get right back to it. I had to get right back to it.
Period.
That's
Period.
it. But that's what we got to do. We have to celebrate each other.
That's-
There is no competition in family.
Come
That's right.
There
on.
is no competition in family. I-
Teach
If
the people.
if you have to do it for competition, get out of it. Go do something else.
That's right. Because
Go
it's
go
not.
do something else. Go do something else. But you know, so
Whew, that was good to my sanctified soul.
that's it.
It
Come
was
on,
good to my soul.
that's it.
I'm trying to be safe. No, I'm just playing.
No, you didn't say I'm
I
trying to be.
I think I did good. I thought of
No,
five,
this was
five or seven
one.
cuss words. I just didn't say them.
Look, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I know that this is going to be a huge episode. I know that it's going to be.
Good.
And thank you again, Chef Jay, for just taking time out of your busy
Yeah,
schedule.
because he got stuff he could be doing right now at his kitchen.
We know you moving and shaking in history book making.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to do something.
we
But
don't count it common that
but I
you
tell you
would.
what, anytime these two ladies call and say they need it, it's done. I don't care what it is. They could have called me 15 minutes ago and said, "Hey, chef, can you get on?" Guess what? We gonna get on. We gonna do it.
Yes.
That's what's going down. So
We love you, Chef. We
And
I
you
love
know
love
you.
what?
y'all.
Y'all see one man on here, but he got a whole team.
A whole team, you hear
A
me?
whole team, a whole function, a whole well-oiled machine.
Come on here. Come on here.
I got the good oil, the canola, not the vegetable. The canola.
You said the canola. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us at A Pinch of Bliss TV. We are going to sign off, and Mama, tell them
Baby, remember one thing about us.
we do flavor over here.
Okay.
Bye,
Okay.
y'all.
Bye, guys. Thanks for
All
joining.
right. I appreciate